This story is a real story, and I know it sounds fake, but it's real. I was driving on a lonely highway, trying to make it to another state for a business meeting. The sun had set and the road was quiet. My GPS system was giving me confusing directions, but I didn't want to stop to ask for help. I was in a rush and didn't want to arrive late. Suddenly, my car started making strange noises, and I noticed the check engine light was flashing. I knew I had to stop and check what was going on. I pulled off onto the next exit and found myself in a small town that I had never heard of before. I saw a motel on the edge of town and decided to try to get some rest before figuring out what to do about my car in the morning. As I walked into the motel lobby, a shiver ran down my spine. There was no one in sight except for the receptionist, an old woman who was staring at me with a cold expression. I tried to shake off the feeling and asked for a room for the night. She handed me the key to room 13, which was at the end of a long, narrow corridor. The room was small and smelled nasty. The walls were thin, and I could hear the creaking of the floorboards in the room above me. The bed was old and the sheets were rough, but I was too tired to care. I lay down and tried to get some sleep, but I kept hearing strange noises coming from outside the room. I got up and looked out of the window, but the night was dark and I couldn't see anything. As I was about to get back into bed, I noticed a small piece of paper that had fallen onto the floor. I picked it up and read the message. Get out now. My heart started racing, and I felt my hands shake. Was someone trying to scare me? Was there someone in the motel who wanted to harm me? I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to get out of there. I got dressed and started to pack my bags, but I realized that I had left my phone charger in the car. I decided to go and get it, but when I stepped out of my room, I saw that the corridor was empty. The receptionist was nowhere to be seen. As I walked towards the front door, I heard footsteps coming from the hallway. I turned around and saw the receptionist walking towards me, her eyes cold and her expression twisted into a sneer. I froze, unsure of what to do. Are you leaving? She asked, her voice low and menacing. I tried to speak, but my throat was dry. Yes, I finally managed to say. The receptionist stared at me for a few seconds, then turned around and walked back towards the lobby. I waited for a few seconds, then ran towards the door, my heart pounding in my chest. As I stepped outside, I heard the sound of a car engine coming from behind the motel. I turned around and saw a car driving away. It was the same car that had been following me since I had left the highway. I started to run, my heart racing and my mind full of fear. I knew I had to get away as fast as possible. I didn't stop running until I had found a gas station, where I called the police. The rest of the night was a blur. The police searched the motel and found no one. They said it was possible that the receptionist had been involved in a string of robberies, and that she had been trying to scare me away. As for me, I was traumatized by the experience. I never want to stay in a deserted motel again, and I'm glad I trusted my instincts and got out of there before anything bad had happened to me.